Hey guys, welcome to Draw with Sandee at the Little Artistic Nook. Today we'll be drawing this cute little crocodile. To begin our drawing, we're going to start by making our crocodile's eye. And it's just going to be an oval shape that is just a little bit tilted towards the top left corner. You can come back and trace over the top of the eye and then extend out two little lines on the right here for some eyelashes. Then draw in a curved line inside the eye along the top and left side and a small heart underneath for the two highlights, and then shade in around them. We'll give her a cute little eyebrow just above the eye, pointing up towards that top left corner. And then we'll go ahead and we'll draw in a cheek by starting near the bottom of the eye and curving a line all the way underneath and around to the other side. For her head, I'm going to draw just a little raised spot above her eye. So starting a little bit out in front of the eye, just draw in a slight arch that goes all the way up over the eyebrow, past the eye, and then starts to come back down once you pass the eyelashes. She's looking up towards the top left corner, so from the front of this little arched line, I'm going to create the top of her nose by sweeping a line slightly on an incline towards the top corner and creating a little bump at the end. Then you can start to bring that line back down towards the left side of the page, and as you get to about in line with the top of the cheek, you're then going to start to bring that mouth back towards the face. Since I'm using a marker, I'm going to add in her teeth now, but if you're using a pencil, you can add these in later. And I'm just making little triangles, one at the front and one almost towards the back of her mouth. To finish the rest of her mouth, I'm just going to create a little point here facing the cheek, and I'm going to bring that line back out towards the left, creating a triangle opening. Make a little hook downwards, and I'm just going to add in my extra tooth there. And then I'm going to finish it off by just bringing a small line down, and the bottom of her mouth is skinnier than the top. Now you're going to curve a line that's coming towards the bottom of your page or towards wherever your ground line is going to be, and it stops about in line with the outside edge of the eye. So now let's start drawing in the top of her body, coming back to behind her eye, that arch that we made over top. And from just a little bit above the bottom line there, you're going to start to curve towards the right side of your page. So we've got sort of this downwards curve across the top of her back, and as you come to make the tail, you can start to bring your pencil or your pen back upwards. Then create a point at the end of the tail. And then we're going to start bringing that line back down towards wherever our ground line is going to be, allowing it to get wider, so further away from that top line. You can just draw a full line all the way across if you're using pencil, but I'm going to leave space for my legs. For her front leg, you're going to start it so that it's a little bit underneath the cheek and the eye, and you're just going to curve a line slightly towards the left. It doesn't come much lower than her neck there. Draw a little horizontal line for the foot and then bring it back up into the body. We can go ahead and finish off closing her body by drawing a line all the way back towards the tail if you haven't already done this. Again, you can draw all the way across, but I'm going to leave my space for her back foot, and I'm going to do a very similar thing on a slightly different angle. So starting with your line pointing towards that bottom right corner, create a little foot by just drawing out a little angled line to the left, and then bring it back up into the body once you draw the bottom of the foot. Close off any gaps for her body. To help when I color her in later, I'm just going to draw a little line here at the top of her front leg that's kind of following the same curve as her belly line. And then I'm going to draw in a little toe here. So just in front of the front foot, just a little triangle extending outwards. You can do the same thing here on the back foot. So it's just a little extra triangle. And then we're going to finish off her belly. So find the bottom of her chest there and then curve that line all the way between the legs, coming out behind that back leg and tapering it up to meet the tail. And I'm going to draw in a second front leg here because I think we'd be able to see it, and just draw out a little curved line towards the left, create that little extra edge there at the bottom for the toe, and draw in your second little toe there. So now we can go back and add in some little details. I'm just going to start by drawing a little arch here inside that little bump at the top of the nose for a nostril. And then I will go ahead and draw some spikes along the top of her back. So to do that, I'm just making small little triangles that are going all across that top line. And as I come towards the end of the tail, I'm just going to start making the triangles get gradually smaller. So they're not teeny tiny, but they're also not very big to start with. But you're just trying to make them taper off as you get towards the end of the tail. Now all we need is our setting. So to start, I'm going to draw out a really simple ground line here, starting from in front of her body, and I want it to be just a little bit higher than her feet. I'm not going to draw it under the belly because her belly's pretty close to the ground, possibly even just in front of our ground line, and extend it out the back. So I keep little bumps and peaks here and there for just some variation in the ground. Then let's draw in some tall grasses by drawing some curvy triangles all the way up, creating a nice little point at the top. And you can have them facing in all different directions. You can have them overlapping. You could draw anything you want here, really. It's just a fun little whimsical detail to add into this scene. And I'll just draw in maybe a couple more little blades of grass here. But otherwise, guys, that is our super cute little crocodile. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So until next time for another Draw with Sandee here at the Little Artistic Nook, keep making art and keep smiling.